Welcome back to the deep dive. You know that sinking feeling when you upgrade one piece of tech and suddenly it just breaks everything else?
Oh, yeah. The classic integrator's nightmare.
Right, like you buy a shiny new 4K source and you hook it up to a system that has a mix of brand new 4K screens and older 1080p ones and
And the whole system defaults to the lowest common
That's a
denominator.
great day.
Yeah, everyone ends up watching 1080p, even on those wildly expensive new displays.
Yeah.
Or, worse, the old screens just go completely black.
Because they just can't handle the signal rate. But today, we are looking at a piece of hardware that claims to fix that exact headache. We are diving into the Just Add Power VBS-HDIP-717HiFi 3G 4K HIFI transmitter.
Quite the mouthful.
It really is. But the mission here is pretty simple. It is about making legacy hardware play nice with the future.
Yeah, instead of traditional matrix switching, this device leans really hard into AV over IP. So it takes an HDMI signal, turns it into data packets, and just shoots it over a standard Ethernet network.
Okay, let's unpack the big aha moment here for you listening at home. If you are managing a complex setup, this thing is basically a bridge. It has a built-in 1080p scaler. Why is that the killer feature?
Well, because it breaks that lowest common denominator rule we just talked about. In a traditional setup, the source sees the old TV and downgrades the signal for everyone.
Right, which is super frustrating.
Super frustrating. But this transmitter is smarter. It can send a full 4K signal to your 4K projectors while simultaneously downscaling that exact same stream to 1080p for the vintage monitors in the back room.
So it creates a totally mix and match environment. You don't have to bankrupt your client or yourself replacing perfectly good screens just to add a new 4K source.
Exactly. It bridges their older 2G systems with the new 3G Ultra HD tech. And critically, switching between those resolutions like 720p or 1080p or 2160p is instant.
Wait, so there's no black screen pause while the TV effectively clears its throat and handshakes with the source?
None at all. It's
Huh.
completely seamless.
Yeah. Wow. Now, the model name screams HIFI. Usually when video companies talk about audio, it's just an afterthought. Is this just marketing fluff?
Not this time, actually. It addresses a real bottleneck. Often to squeeze high-res video down in Ethernet pipe manufacturers, compress the audio to save bandwidth. So you get great 4K pictures but flat, lifeless stereo sound.
Which totally defeats the purpose if you have spent thousands on a surround sound system.
Precisely. This transmitter supports uncompressed, lossless multi-channel audio. We are talking Dolby Atmos and DTSX.
Nice.
Yeah, it separates the heavy lifting, so the video integrity with HDMI 2.0 and HDCP 2.2 doesn't cannibalize your audio experience.
I also noticed a feature in the specs called Image Pop. It sounds like a filter, but I suspect it is more functional than that.
Oh, it is a fantastic branding tool. It lets you overlay a full-color PNG image, like a logo with a transparent alpha channel, right on top of the live video feed.
That is clever. So if you are installing this in a sports bar, you can slap the bar's logo in the corner of the game? Or maybe a permanent company watermark for a corporate lobby?
Yeah, it adds a real layer of professional polish.
Hmm.
And speaking of polish, it handles video walls surprisingly well, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can flip displays or run them in portrait mode without that awful tearing effect you often see on cheapo processors.
Let's talk about the backbone, though. If we are shoving all this data over Ethernet, are we dealing with lag? If you are watching a live game, are you going to hear the bar next door cheer before you even see the goal?
That is always the fear with AVB or audio-video bridging. But Just Add Power focuses on ultra-low latency here. For all intents and purposes, it feels exactly like a direct cable connection.
And powering this thing, I assume it relies on PoE power over Ethernet?
It prefers PoE, yes,
Hmm.
which keeps the rack incredibly clean. But here is a nice fail-safe for installers. It has a massive voltage tolerance.
How massive.
You can power it with DC supplies anywhere from 4.7 volts all the way up to 23 volts.
Huh, that is a save your bacon feature right there. If a power brick dies and you have to scrounge for a replacement in your van, you probably have something that fits.
It is surprisingly flexible. Plus, you get the USB 2.0 pass-through for KVM control. It really is a Swiss Army knife for distribution.
There is one weird hurdle to actually buying it, though. I checked authorized dealers like HDTV Supply, and there is no price tag anywhere online.
Yeah, that is by design. Just Add Power protects their authorized dealer network very aggressively. If you see a price listed publicly on a website, you should probably run away.
Because it means they are not authorized, and you might lose that 3-year warranty.
Exactly right. You have to log in or actually call a dealer to get a quote. It is a bit of friction, but it ensures you are getting support from someone who actually knows how to configure the network.
Fair enough. So zooming out a bit, we are seeing video, lossless audio power and control all moving to a single Ethernet cable.
It really poses a fascinating question for the future of our industry. We spent decades running very specific cables for very specific tasks.
Right, audio cables, video cables, power cables.
Exactly. But if devices like this 717 HiFi become the standard, does the concept of a dedicated video cable eventually disappear entirely? Are we just moving to a world where absolutely everything is just data?
Something for you to think about next time you are wrestling with a tangled HDMI cord behind your TV. That wraps up our deep dive.